Okay, sorry about that. No idea what's going on with YouTube right now. It's just like spazzing out. Can everybody see me? Hello? Yes? Hi? Okay, cool. No clue what's going on with YouTube right now. It's glitching out, but it's fine. Okay, so anyways, let me restart with what I was saying. I signed out of YouTube and I signed back in and I don't know. So that's fine, whatever. Whoever's watching, I want you guys to listen anyways. So what I was talking about is I was just on Periscope discussing things about bullying and this and that. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this stream. It's not going to be a painting stream or anything like that, but this is something that's really important to me and something that I'm seeing happening so often now that it's really bothering me. So before I actually start this stream officially, I really want to stress to you guys and say, please, if you know any situations or anything that I'm talking about in this stream, please do not put it in the comments. Please do not, get people to go to these situations if they're still happening or if they have happened in the past. Don't hunt down anything I'm going to be discussing because it's just not okay and would just literally add to the bullying and just wouldn't make any sense. So if at any point you guys are like, oh, I remember the situation that Lex is talking about, please do not put it in the comments and just make things worse. So yes, exactly. Be respectful. So, can everybody see this stream? Say yes if you can see the stream. My shirt says creepin' it real. This is actually the new merch shirt that I got. It'll be in my store in like a couple days. Okay, cool. So it was just lagging like ridiculously. So I'm just gonna jump right in. So I was just on Periscope talking about bullying, and I'm gonna kind of reiterate what I said on Periscope so I can catch you guys up on YouTube. So when I first started on the internet, I was doing makeup. I was doing all my body painting. I was doing, this, that, and the other. I was doing skull makeups, this and that. When I first started, there weren't that many people online doing what I do. There were, I'm not saying there weren't, but there weren't that many, especially not compared to today, which I think is great that everybody is doing makeup and finding their passions and finding art and this and that. I think it's wonderful. But the only thing is that with the increase of popularity of these types of things, there's also a lot of people that are going online now that I personally feel are in it for the wrong reasons, are not painting because they want to or because they find it artsy, nothing like that. I feel like there's a lot of people that are coming online to be famous or whatever they think this magical thing happens in the internet. So when I first started, there really wasn't, like I said, that many people. And it was very supportive. It was a very supportive community. It was like, hey, that's an awesome look. Hey, I like your look too. That's really cool. Oh, I love your concept. It was really very much of a family. And that's how I like to think of us. So a lot of the situations that I'm even going to discuss don't even involve me. But the reason I decided to actually hop into these scenarios and address this before October 1st happens, because I know as soon as October starts, this is when everything's gonna get all crazy. But I totally lost my train of thought for a second. Oh yeah, so I wanted to address this before October 1st happened. So I'm seeing more and more that a lot of it is subscribers from other artists or other channels or other social media, this, that, and the other platforms that are going and attacking other artists of, you copied me, you copied whoever, okay? First off, when I film my tutorials, like I said, this is not something that happens in our community, but I don't want to be a bystander to bullying. I really, really do not want to be a bystander to bullying. And that's what I feel like I am. And like I said, even though a lot of this is not something that's occurring to me directly, I'm seeing it happen. And if I don't say something, it's not helping, and I don't want to be that person. I'm seeing a lot of you copied me, you copied this person, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying that if you do someone's makeup, don't give them credit or whatever, or if you don't, that's okay. But what I'm saying is I personally make tutorials on YouTube because I want you guys to do them. Like, that's the purpose of a tutorial. This is not a, like, look at me, I can paint, you know, like, it's not like a show-off thing. It's not a showy thing. It's, I'm teaching you to hopefully find your artistic expression or just enjoy watching my videos if you enjoy watching my videos. Put the makeup on, go to a Halloween party, enjoy yourself, you know? That's the purpose of a tutorial. What actually got this started, well, let me back up. So my thoughts are like all over the place because I'm like in such a frazzled kind of mood right now. So I have been seeing this like crazy back and forth happen for like since the beginning of September. Since September started. And I knew this. I knew this was going to happen. And it's crazy because I was even talking about it with my mom. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, I'm so excited for Halloween, but what I'm not excited for is for all of the makeup community to get insane and attack each other over makeup. Like, that's just not okay, you know? So in a way, I was almost dreading Halloween a little bit because of just the actions of the internet. So, anyways, like I said, it's been multiple situations. What really actually kind of triggered, and like I said, if for whatever reason anybody knows what I'm talking about for any of the situations, please do not put it in the comments. Please be respectful. We are not childish. We are not going to name names. We are not going to start additional drama. We're going to try to fix things. So there was this comment on a social media. Well, actually, let me put it this way. There was a situation in which one artist did a look and another artist was accusing the other artist of doing the look. Kind of like, actually, 2 years ago? I don't know, like, Promise Fawn did a nutcracker around Christmas time, and I did a nutcracker around Christmas time, and everyone got all crazy that we were, like, copying each other, and we were both like, no, it's literally a nutcracker around Christmas time, you know? Which is crazy because we're friends, like, no problems whatsoever, but yet it got turned into, like, this big blah, 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 because everybody else decided, like, you copied, and we're like, no one copied, you know? So, anyways, so the situation is that someone did a makeup, and a bunch of other people are accusing this person of copying another person's makeup. Overall, this person did not copy the other person's makeup because they literally did it so far before the other person. And it doesn't mean that anybody copied anybody. Sometimes people have the same concept. But what bothered me was that when I looked in the comments, somebody commented to that artist who was being attacked, by the way, attacked for copying somebody else in which they did not. And this person says, nicely, but this person says, you should just credit that other artist. And the artist is like, but I didn't copy them. And the other person's like, yeah, but people will stop hating you then. What? Like, what? I mean, so you're telling me that the advice is to just give in and to credit another artist that you were not inspired by, did not copy, did not whatever, because it'll make people stop hating you. Now, my problem with this is exactly what I knew was going to happen this Halloween, is that when so many people are attacking an artist or attacking someone and saying, you did this, realistically, that is a bullying situation, especially if it is untrue. Think about it, okay? If an artist is creating a look and they truly, in their souls deep down, let them get struck by lightning if they're lying, did not copy another artist, then you have this one person, and this other person may have, we'll just say 30 followers, okay? 30 people are attacking one person over something they did not do, and then trying to get them to credit their 30 follower leader to what? For what? Why? Like, it drives me crazy. And the reason I felt like I needed to come on YouTube and talk about this is because this is not the only instance I have seen something like this, and it's only been getting progressively worse over the years. And like I said, this isn't something that happens on my channel because honestly, I love you guys and we're one big family, which is why I'm actually coming to you guys about this problem that I'm seeing, about the cyberbullying, this credit, Because this is not, like, I'm not saying that an artist should not be credited for their work. Absolutely. I truly believe in that. Like, whenever I do makeup, it's my baby. And I say this all the time. Like, it is my baby. It is my artwork. And, I don't want anybody else to replicate it. But if somebody does, I don't know, Barbie, and somebody else does Barbie, and they look the same, do you know why? Because they're both referencing Barbie, So it's just, there's a lot of situations in which the bullying, the attacking, the everything is just so unnecessary, and it's very bothersome to me. So I really, really, really want you guys to please help me, and we're gonna try to change this, all right? It seems very ambitious to try to change this, but this is what I was saying on Periscope, is that if there is one person that constantly feels like they can't make a difference, well, there's one person that's saying, I can't make a difference, another person that's saying, I can't make a difference, but if you get all those people together, you're no longer just one individual. You are able to make a difference if you just band together. And it's not simple, it's not easy, it's not like, yeah, all we have to do is just form like this big group and be like really nice people. Because like, yes and no, that's like, essentially that's what we're doing. But if you see an instance where someone is heavily being attacked, heavily being bullied, or just accused, or whatever the situation may be, just please take a second to be the person to step in and not argue with people, but just be the person to take a second and be like, that's not cool how you're attacking this person. Like, it's not cool how you're approaching this situation. It's not cool. There is a way to express your opinion, even if it's not something that everybody agrees with, without being nasty. And so many people online now, like for whatever reason that I see, because, I'm a normal person, I surf the web just like everybody else, they're just so mean. And it's just so not necessary. It's so unnecessary. So, now that I've gone on my 14-minute rant, let me see what you guys have to say here. Yeah, there's a lot of situations in which, there's a lot of situations in which people are getting bullied. It truly is not one situation. It is a lot. And I see it all the time. And it's really bothersome. Because me, as one person, I said this on Periscope, like, I feel like our community doesn't really see much of it. I monitor comments on my YouTube channel. I honestly, like, I get rid of any hate that I get. Like, hate, like, I don't know. Sometimes things that people say are just so ridiculous. Like, I don't even want you guys to read it. And that's why I filter comments on my channel. That's why I watch my social media. That's why I watch my Instagram. I watch my Twitter. Like, I watch all my social media all the time to make sure that you guys are safe. Excuse me. You guys aren't getting bullied. Nothing's happening to you guys, because I care about you guys. And I want you guys to be able to come to my social media and feel safe. And I say this all the time. So this is not like new news to any of you. But at the same time, not every YouTuber is going to have the time. I mean, I barely have the time to do it, but not every YouTuber is going to have the time. Some people have kids. Some people have, this and that they have to deal with. Like, their life cannot be online. Like, I spend majority of my day with my eyeballs in my phone, just making sure everybody's cool, It can't be just one person. It can't be one person monitoring the entire internet. It's just not possible. But I have you guys. And I think truly that if everybody just really does step in moments when somebody else is being attacked, and I do see it in situations, I see it in situations where it's like little attacks, big attacks, this and that, but you guys are well aware that if somebody has more people than somebody else, the somebody else tends to get drowned out. Or, if there's like a little group attacking a bigger person or something like this, and they're a very vicious group attacking. It doesn't really matter the size, but you know what I mean, is that there is leverage sometimes when it comes to bullying or comes to being attacked or attacking. And all I want really is for you guys just to respond and be like, this is just not okay. Like, you don't have to equally attack them, because when you do, you're also being a bully. Just be like, this is not okay. And if they continue to attack you, well, obviously they have nothing better to do with their life, Even when I have people that write on my, like, YouTube channel and stuff, and they say, like, really rude stuff to me or this and that, usually majority of the time, because I've been through so much bullying in my life, like, it's ridiculous, but, like, I can usually tell if it's somebody that's, like, really reaching for attention and just, like, needs help. Sometimes bullies do need help. And that's just like, if I see comments like that, I always try to write back and be like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I hope you have a better day. It's not nice for you to say something like that to somebody because you wouldn't like if they said it to you. And it's crazy because, you learn that kind of stuff in kindergarten. Like, you learn that kind of stuff when you're little. And it's crazy how being an adult, when you actually do apply that to your life still, it really helps. Like, I've even had people be like, oh my God, I never thought you'd read this. Like, I'm so sorry, this and that. Not that, like, it excuses their behavior because they didn't think that I would see it. But, they kind of straighten out a little bit. And other people, too, that will be like, saying mean stuff, this and that. Like, I've had people tell me, like, crazy stuff, be like, I'm so sorry, I was having a bad day. Like, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. Sometimes people just need someone to talk to. So, like I said, there's so many different situations, but a lot of times, too, people just are vicious because they think it's the right thing to do. Like, they think it's okay to attack somebody else, and it's not. Like, it's never been okay, and it's not going to ever be okay, ever. It's just like, it just doesn't make sense. There's a way to ask somebody something or a way to address something without causing a war, because it's getting to a point where nobody can do anything without somebody saying something to somebody else of like, this looks familiar. And it's like, please, just literally stop, Sorry, my phone's buzzing. And that's the thing too, like, I really want you guys to be like a community with each other. It's really important to me. It's important to me that you guys are a family. Like, you guys are just not just online, but you guys are online. You don't know each other. But like, even when I see like those comments that are left where it's like, hey everyone, hope you're having a good day, etc. It's like, thank you. Thank you for being a ray of sunshine on the internet. Honestly. Yeah, I know it's freezing a little bit. Yeah, that's what we were talking about on Periscope too. I was like, I just wish like there was some way that like I could like patrol the internet, and make things better and help people. Like, truly, I do. Like, if there, like I said on Periscope, if there were like a president of the internet, I elect myself. This should be a trend. I completely agree. Like, I need to figure out a hashtag or something. Yeah, no, I mean, you're definitely right. I feel so passionate about this. Like, honestly, I can just recall like back when I was in like 8th grade. This is really like story time with Lex right now, but back when I was in 8th grade, like there was this girl that just like didn't have like a good life. Like, she didn't have like a good life at home or like like not like she didn't have a family, but like she just didn't. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just felt bad, but it was like all I just remember crying like so hard. Like, I just want to help this girl. I just want to help. Like, I just want to help, And it's just like I said, there's gonna be people that are like one person and it feels impossible to change the world because it really is impossible to change the world as one human being. But at the same time, it's like I decided to come on YouTube tonight and talk to you guys. And if I can influence 10 of you, a handful of you guys to, stick up and not be a bystander and also not argue and just do things the right way, the adult way, regardless of your age. I mean, honestly, like I would be happy just changing a little because a little can go a long way. It really can. And this is something that I really want. I really, I wish, it's just like, man, like I need a bullying video to go viral. Like I really do. I really, really do. And it would just make like the biggest difference. And it's like, I think about this kind of stuff all the time. I'm like, I've got to do something. Something. And a lot of times too, like even in real life, it's like, if you're dealing with bullies and this and that, it's really like a concept that kind of goes around the entire internet, the real life, the this and that, where it's like people seem to react to things in groups. If you're getting attacked, a lot of times it's like a group bully thing now, like on the internet, which is just ridiculous. But anyways, people seem to react in groups, and people feel more powerful when they're in groups. And that's very true. Like, even when I was in high school, I had these girls that would wait at the bottom of the stairs for me, like, threatening to beat me up, follow me the entire way across the whole high school campus. Like, it was a big school, but it was bad. Point is that when they were all separated, no one said anything to me. Or maybe one girl would say something, and if I'm like, can you just not today? They wouldn't. People are much more powerful in groups. And I truly believe, why is it that everybody flocks to drama, everybody flocks to negativity, everyone flocks to all this bullying? It forms this big ball and this big group of people that think it's okay to attack other people. So why is it that we can't form a ball or a group of people to say, that's not okay? Like, why can't we make being nice cool? Why can't we make being a community cool? It's like, that's possible. It is possible. It's just having enough people on board instead of being like, that's not my problem. Or like, oh, I can't make a difference anyways. Yes, you can! You can! I believe in you! It's just like, you just... Man, guys. It is like sharks smelling blood. It really is. And it's worse when you have like somebody encouraging. Bullying seems to have a leader. There's always like the top dog that's actually like the operation of everything. Whether people see it or don't see it, there's always somebody. Like, for example, when I was in high school, back in my day, when I was in high school, I had a group of bullies. They were all girls. Lead bully used to be my best friend. Literal best friend. We went on vacations together. She was always over at my house. We treated her like family. She was basically like a sister to me. Led all of these people, stirred up everything in my life to go against me. And it worked. Like, I had no friends in high school. Oh, I had my friend Amanda, but she's awesome. Anyways. But I had like no friends in high school. Everybody wanted to attack me all the time. Even teachers saw it, and like they couldn't do anything about it. Because then they could get in trouble or this, that, and the other. Point is, I'm getting off track. Point is that bullies always have a leader. They just do. Especially when they're in large groups like that. I want to be the leader of not bullying. Make me the leader of anti-bullying, please. Someone make me a crown. I'm just kidding. I'll make myself a crown. Yes, I completely agree. Where someone said that there's a pack dynamic that believes that more power is in bullying than confronting it. But at the same time, if you really take that concept of being in a group, and there is a group of bullies, well, why isn't there a group of anti-bullies? What makes you think that if you had a larger group of people that said, this is not okay, that bully would feel like they're doing something wrong? When you encourage this negativity, you encourage the bullying, you feed into it, whether it's a share, an @tag, whatever you want to do. When you feed into this, or even just mentioning it, talking about it, like, there's so many better things to talk about in life than negativity. And that's why on my channel I try to stay positive. You don't think there's things going on in my life? There's always things going on in my life. But at the end of the day, focus on the positive, because why do you want to weigh your life down with all these negative things? Why do you want to read all the drama that whoever shares, or, oh, this is going on? Like, yeah, it's interesting, to read other people's lives, but don't feed into it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just does not make any sense at all. You're not gaining anything from being mean to somebody. Actually, if you really think about it, what you are going to gain is you're going to be happier with yourself, happier with the world, and happier with everybody else around you if you actually are the person to be like, you are not being okay right now. Like, you're being a bully, or you're being mean, or, this and that, and just try to say something positive. Be like, I hope your day gets better. I hope things work out for you in life, and genuinely mean it too, It's just, there's so many easier ways. Maybe not even necessarily easy. Like, it's not easy standing up to a bully. It's not easy ignoring something that bothers you. Obviously, I'm on YouTube right now talking about it. It's not an easy thing to do, but when you do the right thing, everybody gains something out of it. Maybe, the bully will rethink the way that they're saying things. Maybe they'll say something online, and maybe they're not even intending to say something mean, but they are, and they don't realize it. I mean, things like that happen. Sometimes it's hard to even read things like when it's coming across the keyboard. I mean, I've got a little bit of sass in me, and I know sometimes I'll type something and it comes across totally different, and I'm like, no, that's not what I was saying, So, I mean, it's just like, nothing bad ever comes out of being nice. Really, it just doesn't. What even inspired this stream? Halloween! My favorite holiday of the year. My favorite season. I'm creeping it real for you guys. Which, by the way, plug, these are my new merch shirts, which I will be putting these on my website probably in the next couple days. I have it in white too. I'm waiting for the white shirts also, but yeah, I thought this was cute. No? I think it's cute. I like it. I got them. I'm like, yes! I'm like putting it on immediately. Thanks for liking my shirt. See? Nice things. I love it. Yeah, you know what? Someone just said do a giveaway. You know what? I think I might do a giveaway. I think I might do a giveaway of I don't even know what, to just spread some positivity and have somebody do something positive. I'll figure that out. I'll make that happen. Follow me on other social media because I can't post it on YouTube. So, yeah, giveaway! You guys are funny. I probably will give away a shirt. I don't have that many, to be honest, of this shirt yet. But, sorry, if I look like I'm, like, staring off into the distance, I'm just reading comments. Because I know someone's gonna, like, watch this, like, later on. And, they're gonna be like, what is she doing? Actually, I thought for sure that, there was, like, a way to get the comments on the video. But I don't know, I'm not figuring that out tonight. I'll do it another day. Oh, speaking of a positivity meet and greet, October 15th, people who are in Chicago, I am doing my diabetes awareness walk. It's, okay, I don't know exactly where it is, but it's downtown, it's in Chicago. I'll link it in the description after this, so if anybody wants to come to my walk, like, we can literally hang out, like, the whole time, so. And if you'd like to make a donation, which some of you have, thank you very much. I'll also link that in the description. It's a $5 minimum, but it does help. It does make a difference. Speaking of helping and making a difference, actually, they just came out with an insulin pump that, like, reads your blood sugars and, like, gives you insulin according to your blood sugars. Like, it works almost more like a pancreas. So that's exciting. It is dark because I don't have the lights on. And you know, too, like, anybody that's, like, in school and having a problem with bullying, I mean, this is just, like, a bullying stream. Like, originally this is, like, all about the internet, and I just cannot deal with, like, this copying just nonsense. If you're at school and you're dealing with a bully, like, I know a lot of times it's like, oh, don't tell staff or, like, don't tell, like, adults or, like, your parents or something like that. There's really no reason not to. Like, nothing bad is gonna happen. I mean, like, if you're worried about, like, no, I can't say for sure nothing bad is gonna happen, but it's just, like, you're better off telling an adult because chances are, even though your bully is, like, thinking you're ridiculous, you know, for, like, oh, you're a tattletale or, oh, you're gonna tell on somebody, it's like, okay, but the fact that you're even, like, oh, you're gonna tell on somebody. Like, you're acting like a child. You deserve to be told on. Ah! Mama Lex, yeah, I know. I even said this on Periscope. I'm like, I know you guys are not my children, and some of you may even be older than I am, but I still want to protect you. I just want to put this big bubble around you guys. I want to put a bubble around a lot of people, actually. I shouldn't have to want to do that. People should just be nice. I mean, like, even now, like, it's hard for me to read, like, all the comments that are happening right now because it's going so fast. Like, I'm trying to watch, but at the same time, like, if there is anything going on here, which I don't think there is, like, not that I can see, don't go back and forth with each other. Like, just whatever, you know? It's 8 o'clock at night. I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, even if there is something, like a situation in which, you know, sometimes you can't get to people. Like, let's say it's online. Sometimes you cannot change someone's opinion, and you do, even just for yourself, need to let it go. Like, for instance, if you're standing up to a bully online, and you're like, you know, this isn't cool, and they just keep going at you, you know what, just block them. Just block them. That's it. Just done. Let it go. And if they want to go and feud on their social media that, oh, I got blocked, like, no. I said this on Periscope too. I'm like, if somebody, not always, but if somebody blocks somebody else, chances are there's a reason that they got blocked. Like I said, there's situations in which no, somebody blocks somebody just to get rid of them, you know, this and that. But point is, if someone is being blocked, and then that person is like furious, like, oh, I was blocked by so and so, and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're literally causing a problem that you were blocked, don't you just assume that you were blocked because you're causing a problem? That's what the block button is there for. Honestly, like, you're not, to any YouTubers that are watching, anybody on social media that's watching, you're not going to miss the one addition to your number count on social media for getting rid of somebody that's giving you or your community a hard time. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the following. It's not about being famous. It's just about being a human being. That's it. And making a community. And I'm very lucky to have the community that I have. I'm very lucky to have you guys as my family, as someone that, you know, well, people that I can talk to right now about something like this. And even reading the comments and having people be like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I'm just like, thank you, honestly. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for, you know, taking into consideration other people's feelings. Thank you for being a family. And thank you for actually being a ray of sunshine in sometimes a very dark internet. Truly, being dead serious right now. Maybe I should just, like, take this whole video and, like, put it into text and then, like, print it on a shirt, like, the whole thing. And then just put on the back, like, Lexus Rant. I love this. I love that we're bonding. I'm like, you're a ray of sunshine. No, you're a ray of sunshine. Ah! My day has actually been fantastic. I hope you guys are having a great day. It doesn't seem like my day has been fantastic, but it's been a very good day. Aside from just seeing things online that made me feel like I need to do something. I need to make a change. I can't be a bystander any longer. Whether it's my problem or not my problem, it is my problem seeing somebody else get bullied. It is my problem because it's not okay. It's my problem as a human being. And yes, I will be doing some more Halloween looks very soon. Exactly, I completely agree. Be a leader. I literally should title this video "Creeping It Real." It's exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, if I were, like, in a scary makeup right now, I would literally be creeping it real. See how I'm making myself laugh? I'm weird. It's alright. Actually, speaking of making myself laugh, did you guys see on my Snapchat the other day with my bun video? I was dying. I was dying. And if you don't, then forget it, but... I'm reading a good majority of the comments. Oh, nah. I'm doing my best. They're going pretty fast. And it's fine to be weird. Whatever. To the person that's getting bullied right now by their best friend at school and online, they're clearly not your best friend. Like, honestly, somebody that's giving you a hard time, it's so hard to see this in high school, but it's like someone that's giving you a hard time is not worth your time. Because once you're out of high school, you're never going to talk to them again, you're never going to see them again, and you're going to be like, okay, now what? You know? But just, if it were me, it's hard because, like, when I was in high school, I didn't have online stuff in addition to real life stuff. But if it were me today and I were in high school and I were going through a situation, I would block them on social media. And if they're like, why'd you block me? I'd be like, because you're not nice. I mean, honestly, what can they say to you? What can they really say to you? Like, if they're really like, oh, well, blah, 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 like being totally rude to you and everything, you're just like, okay, cool. And, it's just like, your words will never hurt me. Like, you need to apply that to your life. It's the biggest struggle because it's so easy. And I say this about the internet too. It's so easy for somebody to go back and reread and reread and reread comments that bother you. Don't do that to yourself. Because at the end of the day, your bully is not going home thinking about you, but you're going home thinking about your bully and how miserable everything is, while they literally don't care, So don't, it's hard to say don't let it bother you, but at the same time, like, truly don't let it bother you because there's no reason for anybody to be mean to you, and it's just them probably seeking attention. High school is very tricky. I would love to start a movement. Honestly, I would. I really would. My friends are fake and mean to me. I don't like being around them. What do I do? They're not your friends. Like, honestly, there's nothing. It's like it's always a hard situation because I understand like the going back and forth. Like, you want to have friends, you don't want to be by yourself, but at the same time, like, you're better off being by yourself and just having your family and making new friends eventually, like focusing on yourself, focusing on your life, focusing on what you want to do than putting up with someone harassing you or being mean to you or being your friend and not actually being your friend. There were so many instances when I was in high school that, like, it was odd because I've always been very much of like a helper. So it was like even people who were like mean to me or like bullies to me, like if they were going through like a life crisis, like if someone like died in their family or something, it was always me that they came to, which is really odd because they would give me a hard time all day, all nights, and then something happens like a crisis in their life and they go and talk to me. Like, of course. But at the same time, anyways, like I was saying, like, sometimes it's just better to just be your own person. And if that means not having friends for a little while, you're not really missing out on anything when having friends is miserable, you know? I agree. Fake friends are toxic and stay away from them. I agree. Hi, Lauren. Oh, so someone said we talk about the John Green plus sign movement. I don't know about it. That was just told to me on Periscope. I need to look into that though, because I'm interested, and I don't know if he's gonna care I'm interested, but I'm interested, and I care that I'm interested. All you can do is try. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe reach out to him. Right. Why do people keep other people around who aren't your friend and call them friend? Like, I get that too. Because it's like, it's hard because sometimes you're like, I want somebody, I don't want to be alone. And sometimes it's hard to deal with not having friends, you know? So people do keep friends around that aren't your friend. There's really no logic to that. Like, I can't say that I'm not guilty of doing that because, like, I've done that too, especially, like, in high school or growing up. But like I said, at the end of the day, you're honestly just, like, better off just being your own person and working on what you want to work on. And honestly, too, like, when you're in high school, you're mixed with a bunch of people that are just like totally different people. Like you don't all have the same interests like this and that. But like once you're out of school and you're going to college, you're going to a trade school, or you're working or doing whatever, you're gonna find more people that have the same interest as you. Just like everybody that's watching this stream right now must have somewhat of an interest in body paint because you're all here. But when you're in high school, you're not meeting all these people. You know what I mean? So once you're out of high school, oh my god, things do get easier as far as like people, if that makes sense. Go on Instagram, okay? I mean, even then, too, like, I'm just getting on my rant out tonight, is what I'm doing. Like, additionally, when I see people make fun of, like, illnesses online, it really aggravates me. Like, I don't understand why people think it's okay to make fun of an illness, like, regardless of what it is. Like, I was going on Instagram, now I got distracted. Like, you will see, okay, I'm just gonna use my own for an example, my illness, which I consider it a part of who I am. It is a real illness, but I'm just saying. Anyways, like when people are posting and being like, oh, it's gonna give you diabetes, like a piece of cake or something. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's literally not. Or I have people that have argued with me in the past, like November is coming up, and November is Diabetes Awareness Month. Last year, I had somebody, I don't remember what I actually posted about. I posted something about like diabetes awareness. And I had somebody comment to me and they're like, well, you should just try to go vegan. Then it will cure you. And I'm like, well, no, it's being vegan is not going to cure me. Like, this and that. It's something that my body has. Like you cannot get rid of being a type 1 diabetic. It's just not possible. You could have your A1C lower, you could have your blood sugars lower, you could have it under control, but you will always have it. Insulin is not a cure. It's just basically like a Band-Aid, and it keeps us alive. Woohoo for being alive. Anyways, so I explained, this and that, because it's about spreading awareness. And then that person goes back at me, and they're like, I don't remember, it was this whole big back and forth thing, which I don't even know why I participated in it. The only reason I did is because I was trying to educate, but at the end of the day, I ended up just feeling like very angry. But anyways, So this person says to me, they're like, well, obviously you don't want to cure yourself then. Oh my God, I love taking insults. It's great. But it's just the point of like why people think that it's okay to make fun of. It's okay to, I don't really like the word like shame. Like everything is like shaming now. Don't shame this, don't shame that. But there's really no better word to describe it actually in this instance. I don't know why I don't like the word shame, I just don't. But anyways, why are you going to shame people for having something that's not in their control? Like, why make them feel worse? You know, it doesn't make sense to me. And it has to go with bullying. It has to go with negativity and being like, I'm right. And it's like, well, sometimes you are wrong. Other times you are right. And other times there's opinions and not facts, you know? So it just depends. Even like you'll see like those memes online where it's like, Bob has 50 candy bars, you know, and he, whatever, ate them all. What does Bob have? Something like that. And then it's like, Bob has diabetes. Well, no, Bob does not have diabetes, you know? It's like, ugh. People, I think, really need to think before they say things because there is a line between being mean, being a bully, and being comical. Like, if it's like, it's just a joke, it's like, well, yeah, it's a joke, but at the same time, you wouldn't joke about, like, cancer, you wouldn't joke about heart disease, like you wouldn't joke about all these other things. So why is it okay to joke about an illness that you're clearly seeing as insignificant when anybody that has something that's wrong with them, it's serious, you know? Don't put somebody else down just because you feel that way. That's not right. It's not okay. And I see that online too. Did someone joke about diabetes? I see it all the time on the internet. All the time. And also it's like whenever there's a diabetic that comments back and they're like, well, actually, you know, type 1 is this. People are like, shut up. You know, it's like, what? You know, I'm trying to explain. Asthma. Asthma is another thing that people will pick on and be like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not this, it's not that. Well, it is a big deal. You can't breathe. That's a big deal, you know? I read pretty fast. And additionally to people who are like, you know, people are saying stuff to them about their illness. Like, oh my God, one time I was on a plane. Like, this is like super story time with Lex. One time I was on a plane and there was somebody behind me that was like, oh, she always eats all the time. Not me. She always eats all the time. You know, she's gonna get diabetes. Ha 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 ha. My mom looked at me and my face was getting so red and I looked like that guy on the internet where like his vein is sticking out and he's like like that's what I looked like. It took everything in my power not to just like get the chair and be like, she's not gonna get diabetes. Like I was getting so mad and I didn't say anything. And like sometimes, you know, it's just like not really your place to say, but sometimes I look back on that moment and I wish that I would have turned around and I would have been like, you know, I'm actually a type 1 diabetic and that's not how it works, you know? And it just, I wonder what they would have said, you know? I wonder what they would have reacted to. Because I'm not saying anything, it's a perfect example. I'm not saying anything to be rude to them. It's just not nice what they said. And there's no reason kind of not to say something, you know? As long as you're nice about it. If anything, maybe they might think like, you know, oh, that is how, you know, this happens or this is how that happens. Like, I don't expect everybody to know about being diabetic. Just like, I don't know everything about like epilepsy, you know, but I don't go around and make jokes or don't go around and judge people for it. If anything, I want people to explain to me about it so I know more. You know what I mean? That way I can be educated and I can understand. And it's unfortunate that, you know, a lot of people in the comments right now are like, I get it. You know, I understand that happens to me. And it's sad that like it happens, but it does. And it really does need to be fixed. Like I said, I'm not like a fan of like the shaming thing. I wish there was like a new word we could replace it with. Just like I hate the word selfie. Oh god. I'm always like, I'm taking a self photograph. I don't know what it is with the word. It's just like certain words that like bother you, you know? But it's just a really good way to explain it. And that's just like too. I also see a lot of people online that'll be like, you know, to telling other people to kill themselves. Why would you say that? Why would you say that to somebody? Whether you know them, you don't know them, you're joking, you're not joking, it's not funny. Like anybody who's ever said something like that to somebody, I mean, it's just like they clearly have never gone through losing anybody that way because it's not fun, you know? And it's just like, how can you tell somebody to kill themselves? I don't get it. I don't understand. And it's just like, whenever like I see, you know, something like that, I'm always like, don't say things like that, you know? And that's all it takes. That's all it takes is one person, two people, three people, four people to be like, it's not okay. It's not okay. Like I said, there's a line between joking and being comical and just being like ridiculous. I see you guys are all freaking out over the word moist. Now more people are going to freak out because I just said it. Ew! I have to say, I am so happy with you guys that you were like on board, which I knew you were going to be because like I said, I don't really deal with bullying like that much on my channel or my social media because I'm always like a hawk over it. But it makes me feel a little better that you guys are like, don't worry, Lex, we're team nice. And I'm like, yeah! I know the chat is like, sorry, I'm just checking Instagram. Oh, speaking of the haunted ball this year in New York, I'm trying to work that out right now, so there will be more announcements on the haunted ball. You know what, too? Yeah, I agree. Online bullying is common, and recently through, like, relationship breakups on the internet. Realistically, I mean, that's a hard one, but, like, realistically, it's not really anybody's business about somebody else's relationship. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, don't get involved. It's just not, it's not anybody else's business. I personally feel like relationships are between two people and not the world. You know, one time, I was doing this thing with somebody, and we were talking about bullying, and they're like, "Oh, I just hate everybody." Like, they're like, I'm just a hater. Like, I'm such a bully. Like, I don't even care." And I'm like, "What? Literally, what?" Like, the discussion was about bullying. And they literally were like, oh, I'm a bully. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's real nice. When I was in middle school, um, someone said somebody called me fat and ugly at school today. I don't know why. And mind you, I'm skinny. But point is, regardless of weight, as long as you're healthy, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if you're big or small. As long as you're healthy on the inside, that's what matters. But when I was in middle school, similar kind of sort of situation. When I was in middle school, I was not diagnosed diabetic yet. Well, I am 5'7", and I went down to 90-something pounds. It's very thin, okay? Like, I was like bones. Not intentionally, but I was. Everyone was calling me anorexic. And I'm like, but I'm not, though. Like, why are you going to label people? In addition, like, why would you... this goes back to shaming problems, anyways. But I wasn't. I was an undiagnosed diabetic. So just because you see something different with somebody does not mean that you have the right to point it out. Like, people who are like, oh, you sound like a guy, Lex. I'm like, I hear myself every day, like, Lex, your eyebrows are thin. I wax my eyebrows. I am aware. That's how I keep them, It's just like there's no reason for people to point out things that they think are imperfect or they think are negative about somebody else. Like, if you have that moment, that second, those minutes to say something to somebody else, use them to be like, I like your hair. Not, you have a big nose. Like, you didn't get anything out of being mean to somebody. You can just take those minutes of your life and use it to do something positive. It's so silly. Like, I think if I ever do, like, a tour, like a lot of people are doing YouTube tours now. I think if I were to ever do a tour and, like, get actually able to be, like, sponsored for something like that, to go around, like, I would like to go to schools and talk to schools and, like, talk to kids, talk to students about all this kind of stuff and just, like, literally have a big group discussion with everybody. Like, I would love to do something like that. And by the way, I mentioned earlier that, like, how I, do read things on my channel and this and that. And, like, when it comes to negativity or come people that are just completely being ridiculous, to just block them, just kick them off your social media. Anybody in my chat right now that I am seeing that is being absolutely just ridiculous is being completely banned from my channel and will not be able to return. Like, full-blown blocked. You guys are funny. Okay, completely, like, separate. Someone to say, what's your favorite Urban Decay product? Urban Decay is coming out with this rainbow palette, and I need it. Like, I need it in my life. Like, bad. Really bad. Like, the moment that, like, I'm like, Urban Decay, please send it to me, please! Because I cannot wait for the release of it. I don't even know when it's being released. I'm not patient enough! But when I get that palette, if they send it to me early, fingers crossed they do send it to me early, oh my god, my Snapchat is gonna be blowing up with that palette because I'm so stoked for it. Like, I'm gonna be using it all the time. I think it's called, like, Full Spectrum or something like that. You guys can look it up. But yeah, I'm like... I'm so into this palette already. Okay, so I think this is part of what I'm gonna do. And this might make a difference, might not make a difference. I'm going to retype out my old bullying pledge that I made when I first started the internet. I made this whole thing that if you are a follower of mine, you will not participate in bullying, you will not be a hater, you will not put other people down. I'm gonna redo it, I'm going to put it on Twitter, and I want you guys to retweet it. Like, honestly. Because even if people read it or they don't read it, even if one person takes a second to read it, it might make a difference. And, like, right now, well, not right now, but, like, specifically right now, even though I always am, I'm, like, really into, like, making a difference mode right now. And I want to figure something out. And maybe I might not be able to figure it out tonight, but I feel like with all of us together as a family, as a group, as a team, we will be able to make a difference in the world. And we will be able to, not force somebody else to be nicer, but I really think we could bring the internet back to how it was. Because like I said, when I first started, like, granted, like, I was not following people. Like, I didn't even start following other makeup artists until, like, maybe, like, this past year, because I just did not, want to see all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, even though you're exposing yourself to bullying, you're also giving yourself an opportunity to make that difference. So, I'm glad you guys are with me on this, and I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to figure something out. I will. Okay, I will see if Kane will come in here to end this stream on a Kane note. I don't think he will. More than likely he won't, because he just for some reason does not like the camera. Okay, we'll see. Actually, I'll just text my mom. Haha. Can you please bring the puppy? Oh my god. Okay, so, like, as I was just talking about being a hater, I do not like this iOS update on the iPhone. But what I will say is that I love when you turn your phone sideways and you can draw. Like, one of my friends, I don't even text them anymore. I just draw to them. Like, we're just drawing back and forth. So it's like a giant comic book text. I'm like, can you imagine if, like, somebody ever had to bring this to, like, a court or something, like, as evidence for something? They're like, so I see you drew is this a dog? What? Oh, man. Okay, I hear my mom calling Kane. Happy almost birthday on October 2nd. Kane's birthday is October 10th. He'll be 2 years old. Isn't that crazy? Oh my god. Man. I know. Puppy! Can you hear the squeaking? She's trying. He's like, oh no. Oh no. I know you're on YouTube. I know you want to go on live stream. He needs a bath really bad, by the way. So if he looks all like, it's because A, he needs a bath, and B, Akitas have a double coat, so he's losing this coat, and the other coat is growing in, so it looks like he has little puffs sticking out of him. It happens twice a year. He loses, I don't know if he loses his whole coat, it's like he loses, like, his undercoat or something. I'm not just gonna be, like, talking about this, and, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know that they have, like, 2 coats. I do not have any kids. My kids are Kane and Chinny, the chinchilla. I know you guys are all like, puppy! Oh, my mom said he's sleeping. He won't come up. He might not come up. Let me go see. Let me open the door. It's funny because, like, whenever Kane comes in here, we're like, Kane, do you want to go to work? He never wants to come in here. Okay, I'll be right back. Where's he at? Downstairs. Kane. Guys, he's literally like, I am not participating in the stream. Alright, that's alright. He's probably like, no, Mom, I'm not showered. My fur is all puffy. I don't think he's gonna come up here. Then again, I thought I just heard him come up. Nope, probably not. I know it's literally as soon as I get off this stream, I swear, he's gonna be like, hello, I'm here. He's gonna come in like Adele. He's gonna, hello? It's me. I'm gonna be like, Kane! Oh, God! Okay, so, Yeah, I know. Comment that just said that. I know. I've been trying to find the username, and there's so many comments I can't seem to find it, but I will. So don't worry about it. But anyways, so
Come on. Let's go. He's not coming.
I noticed that he's not coming. Well, I'm sure you heard her, but okay. So, anyways, yes, don't worry about that. I will be finding the hate username, even if it takes me hours. I will find it, and they will be gone. And also, Kane will not come in. So, thank you guys for attending this hour-long live stream discussing bullying. If you guys want me to do more live streams like this, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know on Instagram. Let me know on Twitter. You can literally spam me if you want. Not literally. You can kind of minimally spam me. If you want me to do more streams like this, just like talking about life and stuff like that. By no means am I like a life coach, but I do like to help out, and you guys are very important to me. So anyways, I hope everyone has a good night, and thank you guys for being on board. Night, guys!